This is Tyler with TJX Survival. Today I'm going to show you how to build a trap with just a 550 cord bracelet. So if you find yourself in need of creating a trap and all you have is a 550 cord bracelet, first thing you got to do is pull it apart. Now, with these bracelets, you're usually going to see a burnt spot, and that's where they finished off the creation of the bracelet. So let me just go ahead and gut that real quick. Make sure I don't cut the wrong string here. There we go. Alright, so I just basically disconnected it. And pull that all apart. And I'm going to save this little piece for later. That way I can use it either in the trap making or to make another bracelet to replace this one. Alright, so I'll go ahead and pull that apart and we'll get to that in just a minute. I'm going to do this one without the hatchet. That way you can kind of see how it works. This is a very spine-filled tree, unfortunately. Lots of little thorns all over the place. That pops it. Okay, the angle I want to use is I want to use this straight part to go in the ground, and this other part will be a chopped off angle. So, having said that, strip all these guys off. The knife is almost too sharp. I know there's no such thing, but that is creepy sharp. So I'm going to take it off right about here. Oftentimes I use smaller sticks when the reality is that I should be using the larger ones, because you can always cut more off of a larger stick. There's that. So now there's my new angled stick. Right about here I'll take it off. So there's my new fork. I'll make this one pointy now. Kind of run into a knot right there. 1, 2, 3. And again, that 3-angle cut tends to help it go right in the dirt easier. Alright, so I gutted the bracelet into my 550 cord. Gives me something to work with. I've got 2 sticks that have downward angles on them. So there's 2 pieces. Now for this part, depending on how much pull you have from the tree, you may want a very thick branch. So I grabbed this one to show you. I don't have a very incredibly strong tree, not something that's going to pick a person up. This size trap's really going to be capable of picking up rabbits, maybe small pigs, that type of stuff. So, but if you're going to do something large, you need at least this size of a trap, or this size of a stick for your trap. Since I'm doing something small, I'm going to use this smaller one, and that's about the length that I'm going to need for it. So you need one part that rotates and one part that goes straight. All right, so that'll be my straight stick. Clean that up just a little bit. So essentially what I will have, this is my pathway through the woods, wherever I'm going to pick to stick the trap at. So I'm going to put this, you can either put it straight here, or I'll put it on an angle to the trap, to the pathway. So I'll choose this as an angle. It helps you to see a little easier how to apply it. A little quick on this. This is a Fallkniven F1z3G knife, laminate steel. They come from the factory incredibly sharp because it's got a convex grind on it. There's that guy. And kind of show you the convex shape to it. And I know I'll get questions on what knife am I using. And there's my hinge. Okay, so that'll pull up. I'm going to use this one as my aspiration. So I've got my hinge. Now, what I'll have is another stick that can rest this way, and then when this stick drops to the ground, that sets off my trap. So I put this up against the tree, cleaned on both sides, and then I just chop the back. Get a nice clean chop. Now, what that's going to do is it'll poke into this little trigger piece right here, which I'm going to clean out a little bit. All I'm doing is making a notch. So that this can sit just like that. Okay? There's my notch, and then I'm going to put a groove in the top of the stick right here so the 550 cord can grab it. Technique I'll use for that is I place my blade opposite of me, put it right against my... Alright, so the technique is I place the blade away from me, and then pull it like this against the stick. Okay, and that creates a little groove that the string can hold on to. And we've got a little groove back here that the stick can set in, and that helps it to be more stable so that when it's stepped on, it has to have some pretty solid pressure to kick it out. Otherwise, you know, the wind and stuff moving the tree can bust this loose. So I create the notch here for my trigger stick to hold on to, and then the string here so the string can hold on to it as tight as well. You don't have to do this. I like to. It just keeps it from sliding off. First thing I need to do is make my loop. I want it to be big enough that whatever steps on this or grabs the apple or whatever can close against it. So basically I'm just making a lasso on this. I like to tie figure 8. You can tie a bowline or whatever you need. Tie figure 8 and then just push it through it. So once I've got my loop at about the appropriate size, spread it out like that, then I'll measure up a little distance and tie a little loop around this one. So I'm going to tie a clove hitch around this stick. Very simple little knot, doesn't take up a lot of space. Should look like that when you're done. Okay, now I've got that set up. I'll just connect this part to the tree. All right, now I would clear these trees out. I'll do that real quick. Hopefully not set my trap off. And I'll actually want to stick these right here on the side so that I can channel stuff through this path right here. So what I've done is I've set it up so that as something's coming down the trail, if it steps right here, pushes this stick down, which releases this, pulls that noose and sends it up into the air. I'm going to go ahead and video this up close, and then we'll set the trap off and show you how it works. Okay, so as you can see, whatever you've got, if you put an apple there in the middle and some animal sticks its nose down there and pushes against it, it'll grab it. Or if something steps on here in the trail, it'll grab it. But essentially that center stick is held in the ground by a peg right there, which connects to that little guy. So that stick, when it's pushed on, it releases this and it's pulled on by this tree, and that kind of acts like a hinge. Now this is a very small version of this. You can make bigger ones with bigger trees and they'll pick anything off the ground. If you have a big enough tree, it'll pick a large game, people-sized stuff off the ground. So my disclaimer is, don't set this where people can see it. Use signs, use fluorescent orange, whatever. If you're in a survival situation, this is great for getting pigs, getting rabbits, getting medium to large size game. Pretty much if it's got meat, you can eat it. There's the tree. It's been over right there. This is the game trail that it will go through. Alright, so let's set this thing off, show you how it works. So I'm going to show you how this guy works. Something comes in, steps on this stick, pushes it down, and that grabs it and pulls it up, just like that. And that is my small version of a large game trap. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share this with your friends if you find any value, and a special thanks to Fallkniven Knives, to Peter at Fallkniven for the knives he gave us. He gave me some that we're going to be demoing in the KnifeHQ channel, BladeHQ company winter survival video in January, probably to be shown around February. Please stay tuned for that. Also, thank you to Swazi. These jackets are amazing. They sent me this jacket to demo in that winter bug out as well. So subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the KnifeHQ channel. Please comment any suggestions or requests. I do my best to get to them and create videos in response. It takes a little while, but thank you for watching, and yeah, the end.